So today we will dwell in the life of Guridas Pandit, a very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we beg at the lotus feet of those both personalities to bestow their kind mercy upon all of us so we can change the course of our life in a different way than we are living. I was just thinking that if we really analyze our life, we are simply living the same way as the materialistic people living, except maybe a couple of hours of sadhana. But the thinking, willing, and acting is most of the time matched with the materialistic people. May Holy Name give us the impetus to change the course of our life so we can really internally remain attached to the Holy Name and the Divine Couple. Just giving couple of hours of chanting and maybe once a week, twice a week, some service, and we feel we have dedicated our life, which is a very shallow devotion. All our Acharya has exhibited that if he really wants to become free from the cycle of birth and death, what it requires. And we are not planning, actually. I hope that Krishna will allow us, all of you, also to retire early so you can absorb in the Holy Name. As I have been doing for last 10 years, at least Krishna is so kind. And for last 4 years, even free from the management, except my desire and instruction of my Guru Maharaj to fulfill the infrastructure for the Christian temple, I will continue working on it. So let's dwell in those personalities' life will give us the impetus where we need to be if we really want to become free from cycle of birth and death. And after many, many lives, we have attained this human form of life. I think we should feel very fortunate that Krishna has been so kind. So we should take full advantage. Across the Ganga from Santipur, where Advaita Acharya used to live in a small town called Ambika Kalna, which is within the present district of Bardhama, is where Gauridas Pandit's temple is located. His worshipable deities, Sri Gaura Nityananda, are still residing in all their splendor there. There is a railway station at Ambika Kalna on the Howrah Navdeep line, and from there one can proceed by rickshaw to Mahaprabhu Mandir. And it says that in this temple of Mahaprabhu there is an old copy of the Bhagavad Gita on palm leaves, which is supposed to have been written by the hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. There is also an oar from a boat which has an interesting story behind it. One day, the two lords, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, came to Ambika Kalna from Santipur by boat, paddling it themselves. Lord Chaitanya kept the oar in his hand, and when he entered Gauridas' house, he gave it to him, saying, quote, "With this, you should cross over the ocean of material existence, taking all the living entities with you." So hopefully we pray at the divine lotus feet of Gauridas Pandit that he can be merciful to all of us to take us with him. Gauridas Pandit's older brother, Surya Das, Sarkalli, had two daughters, Sri Vasudha and Jahanva Devi. And Suryadas gave both of the daughter in marriage to Nityanand Prabhu. Near the conclusion of his Navadvip pastimes, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to accept sannyas, he came to Ambika Kalna to bid farewell to Gauridas. How important he may be to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he specifically went there. So at that time, Gauridas became extremely afflicted by separation. Hereafter is a nice song which describes what occurred at that time. Quote, in the Thakur Pandit house, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing aesthetically, revolving around and around, while Lord Nityananda chanted Hari Hari. Gauridas, however, was crying very piteously and incessantly. He fell at the feet of Lord's feet and begged him, quote, please don't ever go away from here. Just honor this one request. Stay here in Ambikanagar. This is my last submission at your lotus feet. If you go away, surely I will die. Don't try to treat me like you did it, the gopis, giving some high philosophy about your Bhavamurti or anything like that. I must keep you here in such a way that I can see you, two brothers. Just stay here with me. Thus, everyone will become liberated. We need the constant association of those personalities. So, Gauridas Pandit, again, he is petitioning that don't leave me, Gaura Hari. Then I will know that you are the deliverer of the fallen soul like me. So, hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is responding, Gauridas, give up this idea. You can just show my deity form, for I am personally present in that form also. You should know this to be a fact. Just accept what I am telling you as the truth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped. So hearing this, Gauridas Pandit simply let out a deep sigh and continued to cry piteously. Again, the two brothers tried to console him, but his heart refused to be pacified. So Dina Krishna Das is praying at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya that these two brothers might remain there. Thus the two of them were bound by the love of Gauridas. And therefore the Lord is known as Bhakta Vatsal, or one who is affectionate to his dear devotees. Quote, seeing that Gauridas was extremely distraught, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to him very gently. He said, all right, we will stay with you. Know in all certainty that we two brothers will stay in your house. Consoling him in this way, the two lords came before him in the company of the two deities. Seeing the four of them standing before him, Gauridas Pandit was astonished. And though tears continued to flow from his eyes, now it was not out of sadness. The Lord again spoke to him as follows: whichever two you choose, you can keep in your room, either the deity form or the personal. Whichever two you can recognize as us will stay with you and depend on you to feed us. Know this to be the truth of truths within your heart. So having heard Mahaprabhu speak these words, Gauridas immediately began to cook. He fed all four of them sumptuously, and then offered them nice cloths and garlanded them with garlands of lotus flowers. Then he offered palm and betel nuts for chewing and smeared sandalwood paste on their bodies. By serving them in various ways, he gradually regained his former composure and at the same time decided which two he would keep it in his house. Due to Gauri's Das Pandit's pure love, two lords remained with him and asked him to feed them when they were hungry, while the other two went to Nilachalpuri. Gauridas Pandit served his two lords according to their whims and enjoyed many pastimes with them. Quote, praying at the lotus feet of such a rare devotees as Pandit Gauridas, Dina Krishna Das concluded his song, becoming subservient to Gauridas' love. Shri Shri Gaura Nityananda accepted the Archavigraha form and remained with him to enjoy sporting pastimes. So one day the two lords smilingly spoke to Gauridas Panditji as follows: Gauridas, previously you were our friend Subal. Don't you remember how we used to play and frolic, enjoying different pastime on the bank of Yamuna? Speaking in this way, suddenly they took the form of Krishna and Balaram. Dressed like cowherd boys, they held buffalo horn, cane, and flute in their hands. Their heads were decorated with peacock's feathers, and around their necks were garlands of forest flowers, and the lotus feet were decorated with ankle balls. Gauridas also assumed his previous appearance, and in this way they enjoyed some fun together. After some time, Gauridas Pandit calmed himself, and the two lords again sat down on the Sinhasana. So every day, Gauridas Pandit used to cook many varieties of vegetables and offer them to their lordship. He was always absorbed in their service and never perceived his own bodily discomfort. Our life is total opposite. We want to be comfortable at all the time. This is the difference. As the years went by, gradually he attained a ripe old age. Nevertheless, even though in the old age, he continued to serve his lordship as before, cooking many various preparations for them, and seeing that he was having to exert himself so much to do so much cooking. At the old age, we can see, how difficult it would be. Even to breathe, we will need some mercy. We have seen that even to pee, we have to ask for the blessings of Krishna. Those days are ahead of us. So looking at this, lot of labor that Gauridas Pandit has to exert by cooking. One day Gauranityananda feigned anger and they refused to eat. Gauridas Pandit was in turn hurt as they didn't accept his food. So he said, quote, if you get happiness by not eating, then why do you have me cook in the first place? After saying this, he became silent. Lord Gauranga smiled and replied softly, quote, your cooking is no small accomplishment. You prepare rice and so many varieties of vegetables. You won't listen if he requests you not to make so much. But we can't bear to see your hard labor. Whatever you can prepare easily, that would be the best. So hearing this statement, Gauridas replied as follows. Quote, anyway, whatever I have prepared today, please accept that. And from tomorrow I won't feed you with so many preparations. I will just put some sack on your plate. Having heard the reply of the Gauridas, the two lords laughed and began to eat the prasad. Sometimes Gauridas desire to decorate their lordship with ornaments. Coming to know of this, Sri Gauranityananda put on various ornaments and exhibited themselves in their full opulence. So Gauridas doesn't have to work hard. When Panditji entered the temple, he smiled with wonder. Quote, where did you so many ornaments come from? He was simply astonished in ecstasy. In this way, Sri Gaur Nityananda began to manifest their opulences through various sporting pastimes in Gauridas' house. Gauridas' dearmost disciple was Sri Hridayanand, and one time on the occasion of Lord Gaurasundar's birth anniversary, Gauridas went to visit some of his disciples. At the time of going, he left Hridayanand in charge of worshipping the deities, which Hridayanand began to do with full love. Gradually, the appearance day of Mahaprabhu drew very near. There were only 3 days remaining. Still, Gauridas Pandit hadn't returned home yet. Hridayanand deliberated for some time about what should be done, and finally, being prompted on his own, sent out invitations to all the devotees and disciples to attend the festival. As soon as he sent it out, the invitation, just after that, Gauridas returned. And Hridayanand informed his Gurudev that he had written out invitations and had then sent them to the devotees. Within himself, Gauridas was very pleased by Hridayanand's service. But externally, he feigned great anger and said, even in my presence, you show so much independence, sending out invitation hither and thither. Anyway, whatever this upstart has done is done, but he won't be able to remain here, unquote. So hearing this, the Hridayanand offered his obeisances and went to sit underneath a tree on the bank of Ganga. Shortly thereafter, a rich man passing by in a boat hailed Hridayananda, wishing to make a donation. But instead of accepting the donation himself, Hridayanand sent him to his guru. However, Gauridas Pandit sent the man back to Hridayanand and told him to accept the donation and with it to hold a festival on the bank of Ganga, as per the order of his guru. Hridayanand began to make the necessary preparations for the festivals. Gradually, the people that he had sent invitations began to arrive. But upon hearing that a festival was being held on the Ganga riverbank, they proceeded there first. In the company of the many devotees, Hridayanand chanted and danced aesthetically. The Sankirtan was so blissful and attractive that their lordship themselves, Sri Gaura Nityananda, came to take part in the dancing and singing. We have heard so many pastimes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. If whoever has the divine vision and love for Gauranga, they see the presence. Not all of them. Same thing with Krishna also. Hridayanand was very fortunate. Why? Because he saw personally the two lords appear and dancing. So meanwhile, his spiritual master Gauridas was also holding a festival in his house. And when the time came for making an offering, the pujari, Boro Ganga Das Pandit, entered the deity room only to find that there were no deities. He immediately informed Gauridas Pandit. Gauridas Pandit could understand the matter very well, and smiling, he picked up a stick and proceeded toward the Kirtan festival on the bank of Ganga. So arriving there, he saw the two transcendental brothers engaged in aesthetic dancing. Sri Sri Gaura Nityananda also saw Gauridas approaching in an angry mood, because he is not different than Subha, with a stick in his hand. And they quickly and silently entered the temple of Hridayanand's heart. Seeing this, Gauridas couldn't restrain his tear of ecstasy. Our spiritual master becomes very pleased when we make the advancement in spiritual life, because that's the only thing they would like to see there. When the disciple makes substantial advancement, the spiritual master smiles, not when you give some donation or render some physical service to him. They will accept it to cleanse our heart, but ultimately they want to see you make advancement and become free from the cycle of birth and death. Otherwise they are not happy. So, seeing this, Gauridas couldn't restrain his tear of ecstasy. He forgot his anger and ran toward Hridayanand with his arm outstretched. Firmly embracing him, he said, "You are so fortunate. From today, your name is Hridaya Chaitanya." Haribol. So Gauridas began to bathe him with his tears as Hridaya Chaitanya fell his lotus feet. Then Gauridas took Hridaya Chaitanya and all the devotees to his courtyard, where intense chanting and dancing continued. The assembled Vaishnavas filled the day with the vibration of Hari Hari. In this way, the birth anniversary celebration of Gaura Sundar was observed. And thereafter, Gauridas appointed Hridaya Chaitanya as the sevak of his deities. So this is a wonderful narration of the pastime of Guridas Pandit. We should learn from those personalities' life, at least try to make some changes, make some planning, how we will be able to devote more time in our life to get closer to Krishna. Make some planning and think about it very nicely as we do for our material welfare. We always make some plan materially. We plan our vacation, we plan everything. And as far as the spiritual planning is concerned, we think that what we do couple of hours of sadhana is enough. And we give 90% of our time for the things which won't be helpful at the time of death. But this is the material world. It's illusory. And that's the reason we have no attractions for Krishna or his services. But we have so many things is seems to be very important for us in our life. But at the time of death, which is inevitable to every one of us, we will regret it so heavily that Krishna has given me all this opportunity. Despite giving all the facilities, I was unable to do, and I engaged in so many activities. Like we have been reading from the Sri Manaha Siksha, that we are pretenders, At least I can speak for myself. Who we are, we never present in public. We hide something in our heart. We keep envy with other devotees. We don't have the loving exchanges. We keep ourselves. We don't want to break Krishna in our life actually. Krishna wants to come and help you. But we never give him the freedom to come in our life and change our life because we have no faith in Krishna actually. And that's the reason I was thinking that look at the Prabhupada time. Everybody joined. They have their main business is to serve the deities and the temple and Prabhupada. There was no other motive that let me live like other people living. They never considered their life. They just surrendered. And we can see the change in their life. How nicely they are exhibiting. They are also the same way as us at one point in their life. But we can see the difference, how much transformation they made through the sacrifice. And we poor fellow, so wicked, that we cannot even maintain our sadhana. What to speak of dedicating our life? It's so amazing. And still, due to the influence of the Maya Devi, every one of us feel, at least I can speak for myself, oh, I'm doing great in my devotional practices, which is nothing. So I have to get ready for the functions. And as I said, that I don't, I have made so many mistakes in my immature devotional practices that we were so arrogant that when they invite for the reception and marriage, we are the only few people that they were wearing dhoti, kurta, put the tilak and hang the mala on the neck with. Never chanted, never used any beads to chant. But we put mala and walk around. Well, for what purpose? We are trying to show something? That we are something different than you guys? I think we need to go more on an internal level to ask ourselves, why can't we have the same way that people can, associate with us? When they see something with dhoti and kurta and tilak, they feel like this is from out of the world. We should mix with the society nicely. Do everything as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, Raghunath Das Goswami. He was very rich, he was born in a very rich family. And what was the instructions? That you stay as you are externally, but internally you change. But one thing is for sure that we should not take, oh, I'm internally so fixed, externally. No, that internal things should expose externally also. The dedication should come up in our life. Otherwise, this life is very short. All these things keep on happening. And if we don't maintain our sadhana and the faith in the process, we will get lost. That's the only thing is possible. So if you are sincere, I think uh, let's work hard. I know that today will be, tomorrow morning would be really tough because there will be a late program, and I want to hang around little to associate, not to show them that I'm different than them. So I have taken a vow that no matter how late I will sleep, but I will join tomorrow morning. And I think tomorrow I have the daytime that I will look for some places where it's peaceful. Uh, so it won't create any distractions to all of you. So with those thoughts, I think it's 7:33 over here. I asked the person what time this activity will start in this area, because since Yamala people is working very late, I don't want to disturb them. So I'm utilizing the common area in the hotel. But they were nice, all of the people. It's amazing how Krishna's energy works. I don't know for whatever reason, they give us full facility. I don't know why. They feel like we are the main portion of this event. And I told them that I don't have nothing, I'm not a main person. But the bellman even, he received them nicely. Put everything in the car, take our luggage in the room and everything. It is all these people. And I have the friendship with, I know by the name, the manager is Oscar, the bellman is Ryan. And when they see me, they just, have a nice reciprocation. They laugh at me, I laugh at them. A very cordial relationship. I think it is very nice that we somehow or other try to touch their heart, even indirectly, even though they don't say Hare Krishna, but seeing us happily, that will also help them into their journey. So what can we say? I'll be busy running around today and maintaining my round. That definitely I will find the time for my sadhana no matter what. And looking forward to see you tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Or you can join at your